Hello and welcome to this new incredible episode of In This Together with me. You guessed it, Federico, your host. And today I was really willing to put on something new. Of course, we talked a lot about therapy. We talked a lot about mental health. Is one of the topics that really is very important to me, so I developed a bond with the mental health issue. So I just want to bring on some new facts and some new topic. And one of the most interesting one for me in all these years, but most importantly the last year, was by far solitude. So being alone with yourself. Well, why should I stay alone? Why the hell should I stay alone in this world? Well, there are few options for that. And I think the most important one is that being alone with yourself doesn't necessarily mean being a monk, okay? You're just trying to find your true self. You're just trying to adjust some of your behavior. And for example, when you're starting living alone in your life, so you detach yourself from your parents, you detach yourself from your family just a bit, and only that period is truly important for you, because then and only in that moment you will really understand what are your positive sides of your behavior living alone. But you will start noticing some of the behavioral patterns that really construct and build your character and build your character throughout your life in such a way that you could never ever even guess it when you were with your parents or in another setting. So that for me, for example, was very important. Of utmost importance was because then it stood out very clearly to me that I have some behaviors that were recurring. And I would start noticing them. You know, when you just try for a moment to say, just sit down for a moment and say, you're thinking again about that, right? You're thinking about that, about this thing that bothered you 3 months ago, 2 months ago, or what might be. That is struggling. And just sitting alone, just for a moment to adjust and to highlight what are your positives and negatives side. Well, I think that for me was incredibly important. You know, just start noticing what are the positive sides of being alone and negative side of living alone. I'm just saying right now I'm talking about more living alone rather than staying alone, being alone. But now I'm gonna transition into that part of being alone with yourself. Because being alone means that you basically are portraying yourself as a self that can sustain his or her entire life without any help. Not any help meaning that if you need help, please seek help. But you can try to fortify yourself, to strengthen your character by staying a little bit detached from people. So, for example, another example, if you're real accustomed to see friends and to really rely and bank on them, that is truly great. It's truly great. Have great friendships that last for life, true friendships. But really meaningful ones are incredibly important for our health. Even for our health, not just for our mental health, but our physical health. because of many hormones that are released when you are with friends and with people that you love and that you like. But another part is, if you're alone with yourself, you're alone with your thoughts. And please be mindful of that, because it's truly difficult. It's one of the most stressing times you could ever, if you're an anxiety person. So if you're anxious, if you have an anxiety problem, or if you're having a hard time to staying alone with your thoughts, that could be really challenging. And that's why it's so important, it's so critical to have time with your thoughts. Because once you're in your mind, then when you say, okay, I'm pretty well off right now. Okay, I can see clearly here. I'm starting saying and noticing what I'm thinking. You say, oh, I'm starting thinking that. Okay, that could be one. That could be a point. But then another point came in, and you say, well, just stop for a moment and think about that. And when you don't have the time, because many times you don't have time to think about things. You don't have time because you're too busy, you're meeting too many people, you're stressed out for work purposes, you're stressed out because of life, because of your job, because of your whatever it might be. And still you don't have time to stay within your armor, which is yourself. And saying clearly to yourself, right now I'm staying here. I'm here in the moment. I'm staying here thinking about what I'm thinking, to my thoughts. And that's something that in 2022 it's so difficult to find. And that's why meditation is a practice so greatly developed right now, because meditation, it helps you to catch that moment, carpe diem, finding that moment for yourself, reflecting on your thoughts and just trying to even clear sometimes your mind, because many times we are in the opposite way, so we have too many thoughts that are actually polluting our lives, and then you have to detach from them by clearing your mind and regaining control of your thought process, of your process of thinking. Being alone, doing things alone, critical important is that you can focus more on what you're doing. You are more productive because you're laser focused on that particular goal. So if you're setting a goal for yourself that you have to lose weight, well, if you're alone, my man, my friend, you will have definitely a better chance to reach that goal much faster way, in a much easier and much faster way. Not saying it's gonna be easy, but I'm just saying that it's gonna be easier to get to that point, because you will be having, your mind will be totally focused 100% toward that goal, to reach that goal, without any possible thing that can pollute that thought. So if you're focused on losing weight, you're gonna lose weight. If you do it with a clear purpose in mind and helped by professionals, not just guessing what you have to do because you have a body that you care of and you have to care for. And for me, as a person, it helped me a lot. Being alone made me a more productive figure, a more productive person. When I was constantly revolving around people, I was much less productive. Sometimes I was stressed even because of the relationships I had. Many times I struggled a lot because of what others was thinking, or what others were saying about whatever it might be, and not about even myself or another person, but just for the sake to say something. Being in a community was stressing me. Or I don't want to be that guy that says, okay, oh, you have to disappear. You have to disappear from the world. You don't exist anymore. You know, you don't even answer the phone. You don't even reply to the messages that you get, the texting you get, whatever. I'm not saying that. It's just a thought process of being more careful for yourself, your person, caring more about your mind, your mental health, because you're focused on your future, on your goals, on your objectives. Those are the things that matters. And I know for sure that if you can try and staying more time alone, the time you spend alone with yourself will help you get a better outcome afterwards, even with your relationships, because you will have developed a stronger mind. You will have the power to discern a little bit more, even the toxic people from the very good people. Guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. If you're listening for the podcast through the podcast, the applications, Spotify or Spreaker. So I will just greatly appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. I know we are still new and we're trying to build something for a greater good. Okay. But still, I know that you're here. I know that you're here with me right now, in this moment, when I'm recording this video, that you're watching. And if you just arrived to this point, I just thank you for that, because it means a lot to me. It means that you care for your mental health, that you care for being a better person for you, because you know you're on the right path and you want to pursue for more, you want to reach more, and I want to reach more. Just being in contact with you, my audience, I just want to get better at it. I just want to get as much information as possible from you. I'm just a mere pawn right now, right here. I'm just here in my bedroom, which is actually a bedroom. And I'm just a pawn here because I just want to get as much knowledge as possible from you in the comment section, whatever platform you can reach me, you know, in whatever clear platform. And if you want to say something about, you know, well, that video made me reflect, or that video made me think a little bit, or I don't agree with you, even disagreement is much welcome, is very much welcome, because everything here that we say, we're just trying to push out for more and to push ourselves to be better persons, be and living a healthier and more fulfilled life. So that's my goal, that's my objective. So guys, thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for listening, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time. And as always, we're all in this together. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.